Good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Jennifer Bramwell, and today I have put together an inquiry learning station that has to do with fossil formation. The standard I chose to center my attention on is Standard 4-ESS1-1, identify evidence from patterns in rock formation and fossils in rock layers to support an explanation for changes in a landscape over time. Some of the key concepts and vocabulary I put together for this lesson is distinguish two types of fossil, which is a key concept, and classify 4 rock layer eras by name, year, and fossils found in each. Vocabulary, I've got fossils, mold or cast fossils. They're both essentially the same type of fossil. Imprint or trace fossils. Extinct. Cenozoic, Mesozoic, Paleozoic, and Precambrian. These are the 4 different eras for the history of Earth. The history of Earth, each one of those eras breaks down into eons, but I felt like that was too much information for the age group I'm working with here. So I just centered the attention of this lesson on those 4. Paleontology, the study of fossils and about life from long ago, and then paleontologist, someone who studies fossils. Materials needed for this activity are iPads or computers, clay, Play-Doh, a variety of dinosaurs, pencils, paintbrushes, fossils, paint, foam bowls, plaster of Paris, leaves or ferns, shells, plastic bones, sand, and magnifying glasses. On my 6E and 7C alignment, students are engaged by seeing and touching actual fossils. Students explore websites with games and activities geared toward learning about Earth's rock strata and plant and animal fossil history. Students create their own fossils. Students will classify Earth's eras by name, years, and fossil types found there. Students will elaborate on what they found through the games and activities. And students will be evaluated and evaluate the activities, identifying what they liked and disliked. Okay, so now I'm back with you. We're going to start off this lesson by introducing fossils. I have a few different examples. Most of them are imprint fossils, but I actually do have some that are mold or cast fossils. The students will be able to actually pick these up, look them over with magnifying glasses, touch them, so they actually can see and feel the difference. So like this is an example of a cast fossil of a worm. I don't know how well you can see it here, but in the classroom, students will actually be able to get a really good look at these. And here's another one. Now, after we're done looking at the fossils, the students are going to get on a website. There's a game that I definitely want them to play. There's also a couple of articles that we'll read aloud together and discuss what we already know and then add to it the new knowledge we're gaining from this. On our second day of the lesson, we're going to work together to use those websites to make a foldable. We're going to make a foldable that highlights the different eras, the first, second, third, and fourth era. And on our inside, we're going to have them put the years of the span for that era, and then list fossils. Together, we're going to find out this information. It'll all get written on the whiteboard for the students to copy, so there'll be no one struggling to keep up or, understand the information. After we're done with that, on the third day, the students are going to have tubs of sand. I only have a bowl right here, but I have sand. And then they're going to have brushes and little picks, and they're going to dig through the sand. And while they're digging through the sand, they're going to be looking for different fossils. And so then they're going to unearth them and brush them off. They're going to pretend to be paleontologists. This will help them understand what they go through to find those fossils. Now on our fifth day maybe, they're going to take the sand that's now empty of all of its fossils that they unearthed the day before, and they're going to use different objects. They'll have a choice, different styles of dinosaurs, shells, bones, leaves, things, and they're going to take them and they're going to make an imprint in that sand. For the sake of this experiment, or showing you guys, so there, you can't see the imprints, but you can see I pressed the leaf in there. Oops, then you pull them out, and you can take a shell and press it. I chose this shell, but the students would be able, they'll have a choice, multiple dinosaurs, multiple shells. And once you've got your pattern pressed into, oh, where is that camera? There, pressed into your sand, you're going to put it down, and each of the students will have a pre-prepared bowl with their plaster of Paris in it. They will then dump their plaster of Paris over their imprints. This is then going to give them a mold or cast style fossil. Now, that has to be put aside. That must dry for 24 hours. So we'll set that aside. Once they've completed that, then we're going to make some imprint fossils. I've got some Play-Doh, but you can use clay or any other. There's a type of foam, drying foam clay that would probably work really well, because then they can actually keep their fossils, their imprint fossils, after they're done. But you're going to have them press it out in the bottom of the bowl. Then they can take their dinosaur or whatever they choose and make some imprints. I have some bones here. I'm going to put an imprint of that bone. Now, the Play-Doh doesn't work to make your cast or mold, or your cast or mold fossils, because the water from the plaster of Paris leaches into the Play-Doh, and then it's sticky and nothing comes out. So I'll have Velociraptor. We're going to press that in. So now I have 3 imprint fossils. We'll see those. Fast forward 24 hours. Oh, look. So the next day, you're going to have the students take their bowls with their cast or mold fossils, and they're going to turn it upside down into their hand over a tub. See how the sand is stuck to the bottom of it? Then they're going to need to use soft brushes and brush that sand off of there. It'll still be kind of stuck on there, but once you're done, they can use a toothbrush or a fingernail brush or small painting brushes and actually make the fossils a little more defined. At the end of the lesson, after you've done your imprints, if you do the imprints with something that can actually dry, the students can have paint and paint them. Use their artistic talents. They can make them whatever colors they want, whatever color they think the dinosaur is. All right. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and I look forward to talking to you soon.